All right, welcome everyone. We're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we're here for
Apothecary Diaries, episode 13.
All right.
We're back in business.
We are.
Mao's returning to the rear palace. Well, theoretically.
Theoretically.
Because, Jinshi did his whole thing of, requesting a certain person.
Yes, I have an ask of you. She's going to say yes. And also, there's a possibility that it wasn't, as overt of an ask. We'll see. We'll see.
Right, exactly. I don't think that it's an ask in the traditional brothel courtesan ask sort of way, but there is that possibility. I would not be surprised if they did a cold open of it just being and then Mama was like, whack, no, I'll go back to the rear palace, but keep it in the pants,
I would love to have more shenanigans of them, kind of having that she said yes, and then he has his little happy dance in chibi form, and Gaushan is just like Mendokse,
Yep, exactly.
and stuff. But Mao coming back means that she's not necessarily going to go exactly back into the same place that she was before. She
true.
could,
We'll have to see.
but I think it would be interesting to see her go into a new position, a place that Jinshi directly appoints that is not so tied to a specific pavilion or concubine.
Right.
That would be properly fun. So y'all, without further ado, let's get into this. Oh, what they talked about. Oh, yeah, shit.
真の花園を手入れする庭師であろう。
食えないお方だ。地も部も凡人に毛が生えた程度のもの。なのに外見だけは誰よりも秀でたものがついてきた。本当に自分が欲しいものはなかなか手に入らない。
Fun.
昔は気に入らなかったが、甘い眼差し、他人より秀でたものを最大限利用してやる。所詮帝の手の上であがく子供に過ぎない。
Whoa.
見心のままに何だってやってやる。それが自分の道を選ぶ唯一の方法だ。
Direct Jinshi
Okay.
focus. I love it. All right, new OP.
new
Let's
OP.
go.
All right.
Let's go.
That is beautiful.
Ah, the most important flower in the garden. He was just talking about managing the, the garden. Yeah. Oh my god, what is this? We're leaning really hard into the silly aspects of
Yes,
this.
and I love it.
Oh my god,
Yes!
wait!
Yes!
これ持っていきな。便利なんか使わないって。何言ってるの？ちょっとはまともな格好しな。
What do you mean?
薬草調合したいな。あんた、宮廷勤めなんてせっかくいい仕事。
Appreciate it, damn it.
それに見合う人間になろうと思わないわけ？めいめい姉ちゃんの言葉には説得力がある。
Oh no, another Mei Mei.
は引退を考える年齢だが、今なお人気が衰えないのは歌や将棋や碁で客を楽しませる知性があるからだ。お荷物ね。帰り姉ちゃん。
What a funny joke, yes.
Yeah.
All the packages have arrived, yes.
いいところに勤められてよかったね。しっかり稼いでおいで。
わかった。
Yeah, that I can
つ
do.
いでに乗客も連れてきてくれると嬉しいわ。生きがいい人でお願い。もとい。再就職先は宮廷内の高級と呼ばれる場所だ。また出資することになろうとは。道中仮想の誘惑に。
I succumbed.
今思えばちと軽率だったかもしれない。また住み込みで働くのは気が引けるが。 以前よりも随分規則も緩く、親父も好きにしなさいって言ってくれたけど、あれはどういうことだろうか。
Oh.
随分もらったね。
どうしよう。すり鉢もヤゲも絶対必要だし。
多分それは持ってはいけないよ。
ね。
いかんでもないのにそんなものを持っていけば、いつでも企んでいるのかと疑われるからね。
But I am, but only for myself.
お前が決めたことなんだから今さら取りやめなんてダメだよ。
本当に
You sure I can't back out?
仕込めるものもあるからね。早く準備して寝なさい。
That's what it was like for me. Yeah.
You liked having you around.
なんだい
No.
久しぶりだ。
Combining beds, yeah.
子供じゃないんじゃなかったのかい。
寒いし
Yeah, it's winter.
また寂しくなるね。
今度はいつでも帰ってこれるからさ
Oh, good
そうだ
pets.
ね。いつでも帰っておいで。
Yeah.
母親はいない、でもうるさいババア賑やかな姉ちゃんたちはたくさんいるいつでも帰ってこられるからさ、
Right. Working there doesn't mean losing this place.
Yep.
お待たせしました人種様
Here to pick you up personally. Oh my
Wow.
god!
うちの子をよろしくお願いしますね
分かってるだろうね。
わかってるよ乗客だろでは行きましょう
Oh, yeah, right, right.
あ
Mm.
気をつけて
綺麗だな。あんな子6章間にいたか。
人種様のせいですよ
Ah,
部屋に注目されました
それはお前が
yeah, beautiful. Oh,
何でしょうか
なんでもない
no, no,
Ah,
right.
mm. Okay. I like it.
もういいかな
Damn. No one look at her, huh?
Yeah.
ここではいつもそば
Wow.
Oh my god. Gaoshin's just like, well, okay. Here we go.
Alright, this is the character from the OP, yeah.
高級管理官が6章間の議事を身請けしたらしいぞ。あの三姫がいるところだよな。
6章間。
I
何言ってんだこの人それでこちらは
holy shit. Yeah.
俺の家だここがお前の新しい
Yeah.
職場だ
You thought you would go
Uh-huh.
back to the Jade Pavilion?
てっきり高級へ戻るものだと思っていたのですが
そう簡単に戻ることはできません。
Of course, that would not be sensible.
シャオマを抜いた高級は内廷に当たり、外廷はその外側になります。
おかえりなさい。
Oh,
寒かったでしょう。次女の睡蓮よ。
Sweden.
あなたがシャオマをね。
シャオマ
Yeah. I have nothing to do. I don't know what you're talking
I just,
about.
I,
Yep.
ここから先は坊ちゃんのお部屋だけど。あなたなら大丈夫そうね。
Oh,
水球で使っていた部屋と同じくらいか住み込みの下女の部屋にしては立派すぎる
俺はお前に下働き
Yeah.
をさせる気は
yeah, you're not gonna be a servant. Yeah.
外邸で働いてもらうと言ったろ
Whoa, we're establishing you. I have cooked up something.
hit the
試
books.
験を受けてもらうぞ
Oh,
感情試験
From courtesan to courtier.
yeah. Whoa, a lady of the court.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Indeed.
剣を使った衣とはおはようございます水蓮様手伝います
いいのよ。もう終わるから愛禅だけ手伝ってくれる？
はい
There aren't any others. Yeah.
お部屋のことは任せられなくてね。
Whoa.
坊ちゃんのお食事なんてもってのほかよ。
ずっとお一人で全部
こう入れたことはあったんだけど、まあいろいろあって続かない。
Things happen. I have an idea.
入れたかそれとも窃盗か
さすがに見たこともない下着がしかも糸ではなく髪の毛で縫われていたの。
What?
ですね
What?
大変よ。
Okay.
That's foul.
That's,
That's foul. Oh my god. I can't with this man.
yes.
This is my ugly side. Yeah,
So
so
much
much
wasted
sex appeal.
様と水蓮様しか入らない理由がよ女なら色気に当てられのぼせ上がり男なら押し倒していると実に罪深い性質を持つお方であるあの宦官の匂いを集めて惚れ薬にできる
Oh. Oh.
新しい部屋を用意させよ
何の話だかまど井戸付きのチャンス
Don't, please, don't.
言いたいことははっきり言ってくれないとわからない
Yeah.
とりあえずかまどはどうにかするとして井戸が近くにある馬屋でも
うお前か
Because it's open air and she
馬屋
can.
は却下だ
Gaoshin is like, oh, thank goodness.
会えなく留守番となった
He's
い
too
つも高級
troublesome.
に入り浸っ
But actually, yeah, I was gonna say, he actually has a lot
こ
to
こから
do.
東側は武官たちが多くいますので近寄らないでください。
わかりました。案内された宮殿は広く、建物の名前と部署は手足の指では足りないほどだ。興味がないものの物覚えは人並み以下なんだよな。やっぱ高級の方が薬の材料になる。おそらく親父がいた頃に移植していたの。
Less biodiversity here.
Right.
繁盛になれば海底が職場になるのですよ。
はい。感情ね。
Oh, cool, yeah.
炭を執務室に運んでくれない？
はい。ここが人士様の執務室か。どんだけ位が高いんだ、あの坊ちゃんは。
Indeed.
Mm-hmm.
新入りの観察か。
That's a lot of stank eye.
Yeah.
家柄と教養があり、高級の寄せ集めの女官たちとはわけが違う。
They worked to get here. Yeah.
Right.
Whereas the others kind of got lotteried in just and end up like being stuck there.
わざわざ仕事でもない掃除をする必要もない。
Hazing time.
何様のつもりかしら。
餌がいいと育ちもいいんだね。
My eyes are up here.
みたいな子が人士様直属なのよ。
The one in
I
the
like-
back just
yeah.
kind of like,
お魚でするだけか。あなた方は
Oh
私
my
に嫉
God.
妬しているのですか？
いい加減にしなさいよ。
言葉を間違えた。私が特別扱いされていると。あの天女のようなお方が相手にするはずないですから。そんな悪食でしょうか。目の前にアワビや獅子肉があるというのに鳥の骨を食べたいと思いますか？それならなんてマニアックなことでしょうかね。そのような特殊趣味なのでしょうか。そうですか、特殊。
ah,
そんなわけないじゃない。
なんであなたが雇われている
the intelligent one here.
理由はこれです。
I'm going to scare all of you.
この間やけど薬の実験したからぐちょぐちょなんだよね。お心まで天女なんです。
No.
私のようなものにも食いぶちを与えてくださるのです。行きましょう。
We feel like shit now. Oh, okay.
Yep.
This one's like, I didn't buy it.
Yeah.
いつもああいうのに絡まれているのかっていうか左手なんて開けて何を
それでは次の掃除に。
Bye bye.
勉強の方はやっているのか
You know you have a test to pass,
Yeah,
right?
like I do need you to actually.
If you can't pass it, not my fault.
シャオマン静かにね。
こうして試験と
Oh my
God,
god.
this is so fun.
なぜ落ちる
なぜ受かると思う？
人士の部屋
Yep, and thus
Mhm.
どうしましょうか。
we could lie, we could cheat, we could do all kinds of things, but like, fact of the matter is she failed.
Yeah. Just collects a shitload of them for transplant.
And suddenly she's in an area she shouldn't be in, you know?
Right, right. She finds the Holy Grail.
Oh,
ここか
Yeah.
ら先はあなたの立ち入り場所ではないはず。
who are you? What are you doing here? Yeah.
白檀の香りと独特の苦味を帯びた匂い。
Curious. Fun. Yeah, this guy.
A monocle and everything.
Special pipe. All right, let's set up the next episode's
Okay.
mystery.
Ooh.
Yep. And a new
Ooh.
ED! Yes, so much wasted sex appeal. Yes. Oh,
It's not my fault I'm so
Yeah.
beautiful.
oh, God, it's so hard being this sexy.
Yeah, yeah. God, I love how they lean into it so
Yeah.
much.
I love that. The brightness didn't come from her wearing some specific outfit. It's just her being there.
Yep.
Her normal self. Yep.
I'm excited for this arc.
In a lot of ways, I really don't hope they go the romance route anytime soon.
Oh, me neither.
I want them
I
to
don't
just
think
be
they're going
friends.
Yep.
Like. Okay.
All right.
All
Whole
right.
new setup. Whole new
Wonderful.
location.
Yep.
New characters.
We did
new
actually
plot lines.
pivot everything
Yep.
really nicely here. He has, in some ways, purchased her in the sense that she's now owed to be a part of his estate.
Right.
And thus, what he's effectively done as well is given Sui, the older lady that's working there. Yeah, we'll get her name ironed out here. But basically, he's given her like a potential, like, really helpful assistant.
Yeah.
Because what happened before is they would bring in ladies, and the ladies would
make him underwear out of their hair.
That's so gross.
Like that's
so nasty.
Like, holy shit. Like just drop your panties in front of the guy, right? Like if that's really what your angle
even worse,
is.
Man.
Like
that's so nasty.
Like that's I know. Like that's but I like this
Ugh.
for a few reasons. One, it addresses some of the concerns that Mao Mao would have had of her own well-being, because now she is effectively a part of his estate. And so it's only if he then becomes in danger that she would probably be in danger, right? So cool. Two, it gives a reason for her to then be able to, help him out with whatever.
Right.
He's trying to figure out the ways in which she can help out. But yeah, there are some very direct things that address that of, oh yeah, I have somebody who's been basically like running the place, and I absolutely trust her with my life, and she's fantastic, but she is one person, and there's that whole trust issue of bringing in new people.
Right.
So even if Mao Mao is just helping in that regard, great. And then that helps in the, potential romance angle of effectively them playing house together, while at the same time that not needing to be anything that gets
remotely
gone into.
addressed.
Yeah, because he's trying to figure out all these ways of okay, what would be the actual traditional proper way in which to make this work? Sure, I'm going to make her a lady of the court. Oh, she fails the test. Okay. What do we do? Right?
Yep. And I love that the court ladies are not what I thought they were.
No.
They're actually more the high status, educated assistants with regards to doing the more grunt work of the writing the missives, writing specific things there, ending up not doing cleaning work, but more fine labor, more educated labor rather than the manual labor.
Right. For something, for a nation that has something as crazy as the Rear Palace, that's a lot of infrastructure that you need. And so these ladies help with that. Great. And then, somebody comes along and suddenly is brought into that space, and they're like, what the fuck? Yeah. We worked our asses off to be here. And who are you?
Nobody gets that job. Nobody gets that job. Literally, there's just an old lady in there, and she's been there since before we've been born.
Yeah, right.
So
since before time was time.
Fuck are you? So I love the idea that it's in the Inner Palace we had a much simpler dynamic. We had eunuchs, and we had the servant ladies, and we had the concubines and their kids, and then we had the emperor. And that's it, basically. And Jinshi came in from the outer palace where he lived to basically come in and manage things. He ran shit in there, but he doesn't actually live there. He lives in the outer court. He lives in the area surrounding it.
Yeah.
But that means what's kind of fun with that is that he could actually then be a literal, he won't necessarily be a eunuch, because if he
potentially,
because if he wasn't this is important. Basically, if he's not if he's not living in the inner court for he could not be there for a number of reasons, but one of the reasons I would say probably is that he might just literally not be a eunuch. So it's the thing of, once he's in there, Gaoshin isn't in there to just be his assistant, but he's also there to manage him, because the emperor wouldn't stand to have a non-eunuch amidst all the women in there.
That is a definite possibility. The established thing that was said was that the only men that were allowed into the rear palace other than the emperor are eunuchs.
No, I know.
Yeah,
but the idea then that why does he not live in there then? It's because he has duties outside of it.
You're right, yeah.
But the idea that
he manages it, and that's one aspect
but
of his
it
duties.
feels inefficient in my mind to have his house be outside of the area where his work is. So
sure.
I would say it makes things a little bit interesting as to why that is. I want to know the actual definitive reason. Because
Well, and the fact that we got that bit of him talking with the emperor there when he has that very different garb that seemed to match it with the symbol and stuff. So maybe it's the, hey, here we are interacting as emperor and son of the emperor,
or I don't know that you're my son through this connection here, and
sure, potentially,
I am more maintaining my hold over you, because one of the things that I saw here that was very worth looking into here is that he has the first question. The emperor has the first question. He says, "So, are you serious?" Like, basically, he has already told him what he's going to do, which probably ties to Mao Mao specifically.
Okay.
And he's like, so, what will you do? Now, this could be tied to Mao Mao, but the other tiny little thing is that it's the Alduo just told him everything, potentially. And...
Okay.
Oh, wait, no, hold on. Actually, did Jinshi say, are you serious?
No, I believe it was the emperor.
No.
Jinshi says it. Yeah.
Yeah. So then if anything, the emperor just told him something big.
Right. What I get the feeling is that this is something where the regardless of what the exact situation is with Jinshi as far as whether he's publicly a prince or not, whether he's heir or not, all of whether he is at all a prince or not, all of these things, the crux of this conversation in this scene is about his duties and what what he does for the emperor and things like that, right?
Yeah.
That's what Jinshi's thinking about and stuff. And the the saying, "Are you serious?" That's probably something where then the emperor puts something forward with regards to what he wants Jinshi to do.
Yeah, and
as one of his superior tools.
Yeah, and I actually want to bring forward something here.
Okay.
The emperor has been described as a very lustful person. They also made a point in this episode later that Jinshi has basically such sex appeal that anyone would be throwing themselves all over him with his, almost sinful
Right, even men,
appearance.
yes, yeah.
But they had a very clear, I'm going to give myself a regular glass of wine, and I'm going to give you a full glass. Like, I'm going to pour you the full thing, like there. That's literally like he gave him double.
Okay.
And then he looks at him with this, like, mouth half open, like, kind of like leering
I don't think
eyes.
he's coming on to Jinshi. I think what's happening here is that this emperor is aware that while he has the power to theoretically order whoever he wants around, right? He does want to have compliant tools. And so this is him basically, he put something forward that he knows Jinshi wouldn't like, and
Jinshi complies, basically.
And Jinshi complies because that's how he knows he'll also retain his own agency, right?
Okay.
Is by fully going along with whatever this guy says.
Yeah, I think that's the more general. You're not kind of making any specific claims. I'm just going for more specific stuff because it feels weird that he would make some kind of request from him, and in this episode, I can't tell what he requested of him. There's nothing in here that seems to be a new status quo for Jinshi.
Yeah, I'm guessing that's something that will be gotten into in probably the next episode, because this one was very much, because it is an actual different status quo we're going into now.
Well,
right?
for Mao Mao.
For Mao Mao, yeah.
Yeah.
And we'll probably get that with Jinshi in the near future. But it rightly so had a lot of things then to cover. right? Both with the where'd
Well,
she
with
come
Mao
from,
Mao
and
specifically.
yeah.
But we
And-
focused in the beginning of the episode on Jinshi. That's why I just find it really rather
Right.
interesting that then the episode doesn't give any more
Uh-huh.
follow up on that.
So my interpretation of that is that is effectively setting our expectations for this arc as a whole.
Sure.
We know what Mao Mao's dynamic is, even if she's moved into a different situation. Like she'll probably navigate it largely the same way. The fact that she is kind of out of her element here even still means that I don't think a whole lot will change, you know? Yes, she'll have her own little things that she has to deal with, the whole idea of, staying away from this area where the military officers are, and sure. But I think the bit with Jinshi at the beginning is to establish, effectively, this is the Jinshi arc, right? Up until now, he was a big mystery. We didn't even really know who he was. We got that, like, kind of confirmed here, right? Like, previously, right? And so now it's the situation of we are in his house, we are in his full element, and so now let's see the things that he has to deal with. Let's see the struggles that he has, and Mao Mao will be very closely involved in that because of the circumstances that she's now in, and that's how she can still be the main character, even if she's not necessarily the main focus.
Yeah.
And time-wise, she'll probably still be the main focus, but as far as like the big movements of things, I imagine this will be where.
Well, right, because they're closer to being equals now.
Right, exactly.
I mean, obviously, Jinshi's far above her in terms of actual status, but in terms of character focus,
she's now part of his family, effectively.
Exactly. Yeah. Right. So, okay. So she ends up filling in her space there. She fails the test. She ends up encountering all the girls. She finds a specific one that's a little bit more kind of keen than the others. That's a fun way to set up then the characterization as to how this new girl is involved in the next episode's plot, because we then see her at the place that's the, hey, you shouldn't go beyond this point, which then it's like, well, then why are you here?
Right.
And did you smack me in order to draw emphasis to the line that I'm about to say? And thus it's the, something about this, I need you to pay attention to that. Oh, cool, because I can tell that you're an intelligent person and you kind of figured out some things. She catches a smell of something. We then have something in the next scene with a person handing over a pipe, which does generate a specific smell. So there could be some tie-in with that. I love the idea as well that we're already getting a world in which the potential affairs of other people, and not just the business affairs, but like the actual like love affairs of people, could be an actual point of the drama, because we're not in the emperor is the only one having sex from the male standpoint of things. There could be like favors being passed around of like not just I'm setting up political kind of ambition things, but also like sexual kind of stuff and things like that. So.
Well, and then on top of all of that, given that her failing the test was, in a way, the show reminding us that while she is very competent with regards to being an apothecary, outside of that, she's just another person.
She's got just enough education to wow the people that don't have education.
You're right, exactly. But when it comes to actually competing with the people who've probably trained for this their whole lives, no, she's not going to be able to just instantly join them, right?
Right.
And so, if we do have situations where then Mao Mao ends up having plot conflicts to deal with that aren't just like observing or being around Jinshi, right? I'm seeing, like, I see the pipe and I'm like, okay, is there going to be some kind of thing where that's going to be used in some way where then Mao Mao will be brought in because it's used to like make someone smoke something different, or like, you know. And,
Either way, it's something where we've now gone back to the old school like format of let's have at the end of the episode a bunch of disparate tiny little things to set up the mystery as to who got, fucked with by some kind of substance, and then Mao Mao will be brought in to kind of investigate, or will end up investigating because of her own curiosity.
Right, exactly.
But yes, her own curiosity led to her being connected to this in some way by her, herb frantic picking, which is a fun character shtick to keep us having our protagonist stumble into areas that they shouldn't be, and having the consequence be more that people observe her and go, oh, you're different. Because we also have our monocle guy who very much was like, I'm aware now of her being here. I've now observed her in this area, and he's in the OP, so he's he's a potential like maybe intelligence threat. He could also be someone that's not less like military focused, but like connected.
Oh yeah,
like sideways to the military, like
I'm not
an
gonna
intelligence operative or like a security guy or something.
I'm not gonna lock him in this box, but the
character design.
The character design makes me think about as like you could give him a goatee and it would fit perfectly, you know, right? Like yes, he's got the monocle. We could have him do some scheming or something like that.
Well, yeah, usually the monocle has to do with the people that are basically, I am fixated on something. Like,
right, exactly. Yeah. And so Mao Mao coming into this place, yes, there's the situation where you have the people that are like, hey, are you getting special treatment? But then there's also going to be the people that see you and are like, you don't know what you're doing here. One, that means you could potentially... I could use you. You could be manipulated directly, indirectly, all sorts of things. But then also, that's... like that is indicative.
It causes
of,
a chain reaction.
Exactly.
I can then follow the trail back to
different
being
little ripples or whatever, because that's something that is different than the status quo. That's new. That's you don't fit.
Yeah, whoever adapts fastest will win here in some way.
Right. Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's a cool way to set up this next arc here, having the other. Court ladies be the peers here, having one specifically separated from the rest, also in the way that they responded in the silly moments was shown as well. She kind of didn't have the most like kind of bully, you know, the smaller chicken
she wasn't,
kind of you know.
She wasn't perturbed by Mao Mao's presence, right? It's
as much. She definitely joined the group though.
Yeah, you know? Like she's. But even then, that felt to me more like I'm gonna see what's going on.
Right.
But like, I'm not worried, right? And anytime you see somebody where like a bunch of people are getting flustered and the other person isn't, that
it's emphasis.
It's emphasis, you know, right? So that makes me very like curious and invested to see what their dynamic might be, because that's something that has been definitely a character trait of Mao Mao. That she'll be in these places of high pressure and keep a level head, right? And so now you have somebody who does stay in, like this is their natural environment.
It's their whole thing.
Yeah, and a bunch of people are getting flustered and she isn't. And were you following me because of something? Were you here because of something else that you're doing?
Well, she came from the opposite direction that she came. That's the part that I made was interesting here, was that she arrived, Mao Mao came this way into this area, and the other girl was like, came from this direction, smacked her, and was like, you know, don't you know you shouldn't be beyond this point? Or what are you doing beyond this point? Which to me feels counterintuitive to the way that she was when the bullying was happening, showing that what she's wanting to do is not to punish her here, but to draw attention to the rules, basically.
Yeah.
So it's the like...
On the helpful side of things, it could be
you're in a dangerous spot.
Yeah, you're in a dangerous spot.
But what it also is saying is, hey, I'm letting you know, none of us should be here. I was not supposed to be here either. So
potentially.
What I think it is also is that she's potentially afraid for her life a little bit. And what she's doing is going, hey, if anybody else is watching, I'm punishing this girl for the problems of her being here, but I'm also now leaving a trail. You saw me here. Because she might have known that guy was watching.
Sure.
And it's the thing of where it's like,
so
now someone else saw me here. If I end up dead in the morning... You know, you saw me here.
So with
or something else happens, you know.
So the whole idea of the don't go near where the soldiers are, because it was Jinshi who immediately who's the one who sort of brought that up. That makes me think that he's more...
Gaushin actually that brought that up.
Oh, it was Gaushin. Okay.
Yeah. So I wanted to bring that up as well. Like, can we go into that? Yeah.
Because if that's a great distinction, because if it had been Jinshi, I would have been thinking that it's like I don't want other people to look at you and those military guys, you know, right?
Right, and if it would have been a sillier thing. Right. But if it's Gaushin, I actually think it's more serious. I think with Gaushin, he's basically saying, hey, I can't protect you, or you won't be protected necessarily over there.
Right, like if the rear palace was almost the city unto itself, this is where this is an actual city, and that's a dangerous part of town. Don't go there.
Don't go there.
Right, like the rear palace was such a like
curated
environment where it's like, yeah, no, there's no variables here, right?
Yeah.
You know, oh, a lady in waiting does something that they're not supposed to. We find out about it, and we find out about it quick. You know,
you get excommunicated or executed.
Yep.
And then your whole family gets capital punishment.
Right, exactly. You know, and then whereas here it's this place is just too big, right? Like we can't.
Well, there's no walls here.
Sure, that too.
Or there is, but it's probably that it's just like, no, we're dealing with the scale and size of things that the walls effectively don't matter.
Well, the walls are probably for just like, if this is the outer court, the walls are around the court as a whole, right? So it's yes, but you know, the amount of space inside there is still gigantic.
Yeah,
so,
probably a scale size of like 4 to 10 times or so what it's
right, exactly.
Court.
Yeah. So I'm excited to see how the dynamics of this place work out. I feel like given that it is already has that element of danger and just more chaos, that is something where then I'll be a lot more invested in learning the details of that place than maybe with the Rear Palace, where it's more about learning the people, you know?
Well, the Rear Palace was interesting because of the consorts, the concubines. I'd say they were the most interesting part of it. But the limit with that is that once you've introduced all of them, you just explore their relationships, if any, between each other, and that is a very limited capacity. With this, it's okay. So you're now going to know from here how the inner palace looks even from the outside. You're going to learn a whole new type of politics here, and you're also going to learn why Jinshi, this guy who's such a big deal in the inner court, in the Rear Palace and all that, is living out here and yet works in there. So either I want to throw this out there, the Emperor just moved him out.
Okay.
And was like, you're going to be out there now. Like, that's going to be your space now. Like that could have been it just there. Is that it's
possibly? I think he has.
He just changed his position a little bit.
Given the situation with the older lady, I think he has been here for a while. But yeah, I do think his general. The thing is, with the way that the Emperor was talking, I think his job of being the one who maintains his flower garden is going to continue.
Right.
And it's but I also need you to do this thing for me, right?
Sure.
And that's where it becomes also that part of negotiation, because
he was busy. That's probably the
well, sure, that too.
Was that he had this massive stack of things he needed to do.
Right, but like the Emperor could order him to do whatever he wants, but it's also this is something that maybe goes outside your job description, right? Sure. And so that's where it's a individual one-on-one request, and maybe something that requires secrecy rather than just, oh yeah, can you make sure that so it's maintained in this specific way or
recently whatever. Aduo left, so what it probably is finding a new replacement. It's probably that simple. I need you to find a replacement. And maybe the part that's probably the most worrisome here is that he might already have some idea in mind, or some kind of specific limitations for it. And it's okay.
Sure.
Gotcha. That's going to be tough, but okay.
I don't know. There's so many different directions that the show can go now that it's set up this new dynamic. And I'm excited for all of them, even though they're very different. Like whether it's the military, what's the deal there, or it's just
that'll be a lot of episodic stuff there. For sure. Yeah.
Or it's just getting to know what the dynamic is at Jinshi's house with the old lady and the new work that he has. Any of those work for me. So yeah.
But yeah, y'all, thank you so much for watching this episode's reaction and discussion. If you want to see the next episode's reaction and discussion right now, though, go check out the link in the description below for our Patreon. You can get on early access there. You can watch full-length timer reactions there, and all this comes with Discord access, so you can chat with us in the community there about this show, about anime in general, and also be sure to check out our Twitch channel. So yeah, if any of that interests you, we'll see you there. But until then, we're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we'll see you all next time.